In this video, I'm going to show you how to design in Cricut Design Space. We're going to create a large 2-color puff print design using original photos from a photo shoot that we took. This is going to be a step-by-step in-depth tutorial. After we design our t-shirt in Design Space, I'm going to show you how to load the Cricut vinyl cutter. In this case, a Cricut Explorer Air 2. I'm going to also be showing you guys the best technique to use when pressing puff print heat transfer vinyl with the heat press. Puff print heat transfer vinyl can be tricky, so make sure you watch the whole video so you get the full value to make sure you get the best puff every time. Everything used in this video, including the puff print heat transfer vinyl from the recipe, is going to be linked down below in the description for you guys, including the heat press, the vinyl cutter, and everything else you're going to need. I upload videos daily guiding you through your Cricut heat press, heat transfer vinyl, and clothing brand journey. So make sure you hit that subscribe. And if you have any questions throughout the video, meet me in the comment section. Let's get right into it, guys. I'll meet you at the laptop. So the first thing we're going to do is go ahead and turn our photos into an SVG file. So all the photos I'm using in this project are just random photos I took throughout the last couple months. I just decided to put them all on a t-shirt. So we're going to go ahead and start with upload new image, or just go ahead and drag and drop it. I have a picture right here. I'm just going to show you guys how to use this so that way you guys can go ahead and make your SVG file and then throw it into Cricut Design Space. So when we import our picture, first step is to hit remove background. And then we have right here mark foreground and then mark background. So for the mark foreground, we're just going to lightly just go over, the areas that we want to keep. It doesn't have to be perfect, just kind of give it a rough outline. Then we're going to do mark background. And then we're just going to go ahead and take out what we don't want. Now, it doesn't have to be absolutely perfect. If I were you, I would take extra time, a little bit more than I'm taking. I'm just, showing you guys how to do it. But for this part, it won't take you guys too long, so don't worry. So we're going to go ahead and hit done. And then for the background color, I like to change it to white. And then now we have blur, edge contrast, threshold, and remove speckles. So from here, we're just going to go ahead and mess around with these toggles until we end up with something that we like. Now, there's no wrong way to do this. This is 100% your preference. But now we're going to go ahead and hit download and just save it to wherever you're going to remember. And then just do the same process for all the pictures that you want to add into this one. So I'm going to add, I think it's about 5 pictures. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then once I have the SVG file saved, I'm going to go ahead and open up Cricut Design Space. So I will meet you there. So now that Cricut Design Space is open, go ahead and hit upload and then upload your images. Once all of them are imported, go ahead and select them all and then add it to Canvas. When you upload pictures, you can also add them to collections so that way you can save them and not lose any of your photos. So if you notice, the SVG files came with a few layers, and the reason for that is because you're going to want to decide which one you use depending on the color of vinyl. One is for dark vinyl and the other one is for lighter vinyl, because if you notice, they're going to look different every time you use one or the other, and it really just depends on what color you're using for which one you're going to want to keep. So what I'm doing now is just going through each one and deleting the layers that I don't need, keeping just the one that I do need. I'm going to go ahead and fast forward this part just because you don't have to see all of it. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is place each one in its own individual place, and then I'm going to go ahead and size it. I'm just doing this in a random order, so go ahead and experiment and find out what looks best for you. This is all completely random, so don't feel bad if yours doesn't look like mine, because at the end of the day, you're unique and you're going to come up with your own sauce. As I was editing, I realized that one of the pictures I was supposed to import didn't get imported, so I went back and I went ahead and I did that and added it to my canvas. As I was sizing the new one, I realized that I actually wanted to cut off the bottom half, so I'm going to show you guys exactly how I did that. Take notes real quick. So you're going to go ahead and hit the Shapes tab, add any shape, overlay it on whatever part you want cut off, combine, and then subtract. That's usually what I do when I have to erase. So for this last picture, I want to split it in half, but without deleting any of it. So I'm going to show you exactly what I mean. We're going to go back into the Shapes tab, add whatever shape we want, and then go ahead and overlay it halfway on the design. Now let's go ahead and highlight both layers and then hit Slice. So that pretty much cuts right through the design, whatever is laying on top of each other, without deleting any of the parts, but separating them. Now go ahead and position it wherever you want. Remember, do this at your own personal preference. There's no wrong way. If you have any questions at this point, make sure you meet me in the comment section. Alright, so the next step is go ahead and highlight everything that you just did and go ahead and duplicate it. That way it makes it a second layer with everything that you just did. Also, make sure you double check and you deleted all the unwanted layers, because if you notice, I'm going to have to go back in and delete one of those square layers. But just go ahead and make sure you're double checking your work. So now I'm going to grab that new duplicated layer, highlight it, and then I'm going to go ahead and flip it and then just stack it. That way I get that rectangle shape that I'm looking for. Alright, now that we're done, let's go ahead and add some text. I'm going to go ahead and use Planet Cosmos. This is free on dafont.com. I'm going to go ahead and rearrange and size the text so that way it gets to the point to where I love it. Remember, if you have any questions so far, meet me in the comment section. And there we go, guys. We just designed in Cricut Design Space. Now I'm going to go ahead and send this design to my Cricut vinyl cutter so that way we can go ahead and cut the vinyl. Don't forget to resize your design. Alright, so for this project, we're going to be using a Cricut Explorer Air 2 and puff print heat transfer vinyl from the Recipe Worldwide. This is going to be the 3 feet by 20 inch roll right here. When it comes to puff print heat transfer vinyl, you have to make sure that you're using high quality brands, because if not, you're not going to get these results, and I promise you, your puff is going to wrinkle up and it's probably going to fall off. For the needle pressure, make sure you set it to whatever you would regular heat transfer vinyl. Puff and regular heat transfer vinyl are going to be the same exact needle pressure. Alright, so now that we're done peeling, I will go ahead and meet you at the heat press so I can give you guys the best settings for the puff. Alright, so now we are at our heat press. For this project, I'm using a 16 by 24 Fancier Studio heat press. I believe this one is around $379 on Amazon. I started off with the 15 by 15 Fancier Studio heat press, so the same brand, just the smaller version. And that one's almost half the price, and that one works wonders as well. So make sure you guys go check that out. It's honestly, you know, for the price, probably like the best, you know, quality one you can get. And then for the blank, we are using an American Apparel 1301. So yeah, for this project, you guys, like I said, we're using puff. So I want you guys to pay attention with how, you know, I go ahead and press this, because I am going to be using a technique to ensure I get the best puff and I'm not going to be overcooking the puff. So let me show you a little bit what it's going to look like. So we're going to put that there. And then I have two things of text, one for each side. So what we're going to do is, for the puff print heat transfer vinyl that I sell, you want to press it anywhere between 280 and 300 degrees for the puff print. That actually goes for almost all the vinyl that I sell, but we're focused on the puff print for now. So what I want you guys to do is bring it down to 280 degrees. So set the heat press to 280 degrees, because what we're going to do is we're going to be pressing it for about 5 seconds at a time. And when it's just right before being ready to be puffed up, we're going to peel it. And then we're going to go ahead and apply the other layers, so that by the time we're pressing these layers, the rest of the heat needed for the bottom layer will catch up and it will be perfectly puffed at the same time. You'll see what I mean in a minute, but that's usually how I do my puff print when I'm working with more than one color. Just to protect the vinyl, because I want you guys to get the best quality when it comes to the puff print that you guys are buying off me. So just make sure you guys are using my instructions. That way, you know, you guys are always getting the best quality. But like I said, when you guys are starting out and you just want to learn how to press this, just start at 280 and you just slowly work your way up, like 285, 290, 295, depending on the garment, if it's one color. But you're going to always stay in those 20 degrees. But when you're first starting out, like I said, just start at 280, because you can't really overcook it at 280. But at 300, you almost kind of can if you do it for too long. So like I said, 280.
So let's go ahead and press this first part for about 5 seconds. And then it should be okay to peel, but it won't be puffed up yet if that's if it goes to plan. So let's go ahead and press this and make sure I have this right. All right, cool. All right. Oh wait, you know what, you guys? We almost forgot to pre-press the garments. I was so glad I remembered. Please, you guys, don't forget to pre-press the garment. That's going to take out any moisture out of the t-shirt. It's just going to help the vinyl adhere properly to the garment. So let's go ahead and press this. And we want them to have medium pressure on the heat press. Yeah, we'll do this for 5 to 10 seconds or so. All right. There we go. Much better, much better. All right. Take your time when you're aligning your designs, because once you press it, there is no going back. All right. Now we're going to go ahead and do 5 seconds. All right. That was about 6 seconds. Now, it does need a little bit more. Yeah, no worries. Does need to be pressed a little bit longer. But this is why I start, and I am going to add a little bit more pressure. But this is why I start at 280, because we could slowly work our way up and not risk the vinyl, puffing up too much. So that was about 4 seconds. Let's go ahead and see if this adhered. Okay, we're almost there. We'll do about another 5 seconds. So when working with puff print, guys, don't be scared to take your time. That's what I'm doing just to make sure I protect my investment. You know what I mean? If I was working with regular heat transfer vinyl, I probably would just press it the first time and be okay. But when I work with puff print specifically, I press slow and I take my time. All right. So there's certain areas that didn't puff up all the way, but that is perfect. That is what we want. We don't want it to puff up all the way, because by the time we add the other layers, it'll puff up perfectly how we need it to. Wow. Oh, it feels good already though. All right. So let's bring this down. And then we're going to grab our text. And we're going to do this one for, I'm going to say about 6 to 8 seconds. And then I'm going to check it, because I don't want to overcook this part. And we should be okay. I also have a slide out drawer, so I'm going to bring it in about halfway. So this half is hanging off a little bit, because when I flip the t-shirt for this side, then the rest of the heat will get here. But if I put it up all the way, then the whole thing would, be getting heat. And then this part would get heat a second time, third time when applying this one. So that's just the technique I'm using. And it's the technique I use in all my videos. I just want to make sure I'm teaching you guys the best way to get the best results with puff, because puff can be tricky, but you guys have me, you know what I mean? So you guys are going to be able to do your projects flawlessly. But let's go ahead and press this for a couple seconds and we'll see how it turns out. All right, that was about 7 seconds. Let's see. Oh yeah, that was perfect. Whoa. Oh, it looks so good. I can't wait to show you guys. Don't worry. Let's press the other side, and I'm going to give you guys a close-up so you guys can actually see the puff and see the garment and see all the details. Let's flip this. And then if you guys have any questions so far, just go ahead and leave them down below. I'll do my best to get to you guys. You can also hit me up on Instagram. Sometimes I reply on there a little bit quicker. And then make sure you guys are, grabbing some vinyl for yourself and let me know how you guys like it once you guys receive it. You know what I mean? I want to know, what type of projects you guys are getting done with all this, So I just want to say I do appreciate all you guys for truly supporting me. I'm here for you guys. All right, cool. So we're going to do this one for about 7 seconds and we should be good to go. All right. See how this came out. Okay, this actually needs a little more. We'll do about 4 seconds. Perfect. And that is why we do it at 280 degrees when we're doing, more than one color on a t-shirt. That's going to protect, all of the puff. And I'm so happy with the result. I'm going to grab the camera for you guys and I'm going to give you guys a close-up so you guys can, see all the details. But I am really excited with how this came out. Like I said, meet me in the comment section with any questions you have. Yeah, I appreciate you guys. Let me get you guys a real quick close-up.
Alright guys, there we go. I really hope you enjoyed this video and I really hope you guys liked how this t-shirt came out. I really want you guys to get the best puff print heat transfer vinyl results, so make sure you guys are investing in high quality and hit that link down below and make sure you send me anything you guys make with it too. I would love to see it. Don't forget to subscribe.